Welcome to Women's World Show with me, Clara Kronberg. My guest today is Olivia Valere, the queen of nightlife in Marbella. She is the founder of Olivia Valere, the club and restaurant here in Marbella. It's going to be a very interesting one. Don't go anywhere. Olivia, so lovely to have you. Thank you so much for your time.
Very happy to receive you today.
Thank you. You have a beautiful house, by the way. Love.
Thank you.
But you are the goddess or queen of the night in Marbella, and I think it started long before Marbella. So we want to go through, where did we even start? Where is the Olivia Valere club start?
Yes, that's, I begin my night business in Paris in '81.
Wow.
And at this moment, I begin with nightclubs. Before I was a mother with children at home and nothing to see with nights. It was something very special at the beginning of my nightlife. And I buy a club in Paris because I like too much to receive people and have friends and cook and everything. So one day my friend said, "Why you don't make a business? You are always ready and you are always thinking about receiving people and this and that. Why you don't make a business?" Oh, it's not a bad idea. And it's like that that I begin my first discotheque in Paris.
Did you even have a know-how about discotheque?
No, but you know, when you like life, when you like people, it's very easy to give.
Right.
And it's just a problem of feeling and to give love, and the people give it back to you.
Well, you started in 81, but then was the business really successful that you decided, okay, I want to move to Marbella? Why Marbella?
You know, my story with Marbella, it's another love story, because it was in '84 that I met some famous singer, was Chimera. She was an opera singer, very, very famous in Paris. Right. And she was a customer of my discotheque in Paris. So one day she invited us for her birthday in Marbella, 1st of January. And it was so cold and so horrible weather in Paris that when we arrived here, her husband rented a plane full of famous and celebrities from France, and we come all for her birthday. And when I arrived in Marbella, the 2nd of January, it was a lot of sun, blue sky. I said, what is this continent? I didn't know her. About 2 hours of Paris, and I discovered Marbella, and I fall in love immediately.
Yes, we all did.
Yes.
Didn't we?
Yes. The quality of life here in Marbella, it's a dream. Yeah. We have to stop to tell it, because now, when I arrived in '84, it was a little village. Now it's a big town, and if you continue, everybody's coming, and we are not going to have so good time if everybody comes to Marbella.
No, we have to stop telling stories.
Yes, yes.
But it's a city, you know, to come and visit. It's a must-visit place, and you have, you know, created this brand that when you are in Marbella, you must visit Olivia Valere. Let me take us back to Paris. When you started this, what attracted the famous people? Because anybody around the world that travels, at least in Marbella that I know of, wants to visit Olivia. So what attracted them in Paris?
You know that night business is a very special business in the way that you have to be fashion. And in the time when I opened in Paris, I was very lucky because immediately my place became fashion because I know how to mix the people, very beautiful girls, models, famous like Anthony Delon, the son of... everybody was in Paris in my place, and like I say, it's very important, like a mayonnaise. You have to know how to put the oil
right
with
sauce.
the egg on the good time, and you do it slowly by slowly, have to gain a very nice sauce. So I think that night is the same. You have to have funny people, you have to have handsome people, you have to have chic people, some crazy. It's very important too, because it's a mixture.
It's a mixer, but how were you being a mother at that time? How were you able to manage, motherhood, family life, and then being the queen of the night in Paris then?
Yes, but first I have to say that I was the princess of the night.
Okay.
Because it was Regine, who was a very famous lady during years and years that everybody knows on the world at this epoch. She was having a lot of discotheques in New York and everywhere. And when I arrived in Marbella, I was in Paris, very famous. She was not my friend at all. She hates people to make the same business and more young. I will not say more pretty, but at this epoch I was really very pretty. We are going to forget to tell it. I am going to be modest, very important to be modest. And when I arrived here in Marbella, she had a discotheque, but she didn't receive the people very nicely.
And she wants to maintain on top of the game.
And I had the chance to have all the Spanish press and international press with me, pushing me on the top. And the first night of the opening of Olivia Valere in Marbella, 4th of July, it was Independence Day for America. We have thousands of people trying to buy the entrance who was invitation, and they tried to buy invitation to be in.
This is incredible.
And it was works. That's lot of work, lot of chance too in the life.
So you've been able to identify opportunities and turn them into possibilities. And that's what you have done with Olivia Valere from Paris and now in Marbella. I would like to know more about your challenges, because in as much as it has been a smooth ride, there has been little bumps on the way. But we will continue that right after this break. Welcome back. Before the break, Olivia, you were telling us all your journey from Paris to Marbella, and I felt I'm really inspired. I just told you behind the scene that I'm inspired. I feel these goosebumps, like, oh, she did that as a mom, as a wife. I want to know, what are the bumps you have experienced on the way to being the queen? Because you were a princess, and you said, and now you are the queen of the night in Marbella.
First that I begin in '84 in Marbella, 30 years of the club make you like an antique famous person, because
antique famous, that's a good word.
I don't say antique. In France we say antiquité. I think that during 30 years I try to make my business the best of I can, and I think that the most important is to be sincere and to love people. It's very, very important. And after 30 years of experience, I can say that nobody never arrives for always on the top. You have to redo it every time and never think that you are the best. You have always to have no self-confidence, but to try to make something better each time, because you can have a brand and be famous by what you do, but if the people come to visit you with a lot of illusion, you have to give them what they are looking for. And you have to
keep up the expectations.
Exactly what I think.
This is good, because you've never, you don't see I've arrived. You are always on top of your game.
Exactly. That is very important.
Yes.
Because no king stay on the throne forever.
No.
Even them, they can lose their position.
You know, you really mentioned the challenge because the thing is, you've always kept on top of your game, even when you experience difficult times.
Yes.
Talking about difficult times, we've just experienced pandemic, and the nightlife, more or less, we are all closed down.
Completely closed.
How was that for you? Or how is it for you?
That is a very, very difficult situation because since last year in March we are completely closed. We had also a wonderful restaurant, and sometimes we can open it. It depends with the time because it's night restaurant, and they just in Marbella give us permission till 11 o'clock in the night, but before it was 6. And you know that people in Marbella they came very, very, very late.
It's true.
And sometimes when I have
dinner starts by 10 more or less.
Exactly. Sometimes I have important customer who arrive at midnight and they don't see one mouse before 3 o'clock in the morning because night is very special in Spain. The people go out very, very late. And I think that here now the pandemic, we are completely I don't say broke because you have to always have illusion and a
backup plan.
And backup plan, but we will hope quickly to receive all those marvelous English customers that we are used to receive. So I can tell you that Marbella is not a dangerous place, and when the frontier will be open, run to take your tickets and come to Marbella to visit us because you need to leave after 1 year of war. We was completely closed. We can see our friends. We can even kiss our children. So I think that it's very important to have a new life. It's so hard now.
Absolutely. Well, you have really done so well. I'm so inspired by your journey. But let's talk about Olivia, the personal Olivia, the woman behind the Olivia Valere. What is it like? What are you like at home?
Well, you know, I am a person who loves cook. I love eat. You can see it by my.
I can see that.
I am. You can
elegant.
see by my shape that I love eating and cooking. So my journey is always to go for market. I love to go to the market in the morning.
Nice.
And in Marbella, you can be very inspired with the wonderful fresh fish, wonderful vegetables. It's a pleasure. So I go to the market, and after I read books of receipts, and I spend my day cooking. I love receiving my friends here for lunch. And after I have my grandchildren who come to visit me when they are in Aloha College. They are wonderful, good pupils, and when they come after school, they come for have a tea time, and we play some cards all together. And I have a very family.
So you're family oriented. You love your family. You like getting them together and your friends together.
You know,
that's really lovely.
More with the time and with the age, I can appreciate them because when I was 30 years ago, I was so busy with all the discotheques that I have around the world. I was always traveling. I was always working, and I had so much time to take care of my 3 grandchildren. So now my grandchildren, I take them more than my own children.
But that means that you actually, you are more. It's kind of a positive thing, this pandemic, because it kind of drew you closer to your grandchildren.
Exactly.
And you were busy being, starting up and taking over the nightlife when your kids were young.
Exactly.
And that's challenging, huh?
Yes, and I think that if you analyze the pandemic, a lot of people was with their children so near that they learn how to know their children, because one thing is to be parents and see the children half of an hour a day, and to live with them all the time.
Attention.
So you can have more attention with them, see their defect or their qualities, and try to help them. I think that this pandemic, very bad for the business,
but good for
family
the family
life and for relationship with the people who is in your house around. It was very, very, very
You just
interesting.
said it all. You just said it all. The pandemic somehow made it good, you know, the family bonding and everything. But more about Olivia Valere, right, after this break. Before the break, Olivia has been leading us into her world. It has been really inspiring. I am so inspired. You are the queen of nightlife in Marbella and so many places around the world. But you have 3 of your kids in the business now. How is it for you to hand? It's like you're handing over gradually, eh?
You know, I was thinking that I am perhaps one of the only women who say her real age. I am 74 years.
Oh my God.
And now,
really?
Yes. Before, when I said that, people was very surprised and say, oh, yes. And now, each year, nobody talk about and they don't look so surprised. So I am going to close my mouth and don't talk more about my age. You have to say, oh, 74, it's true? You don't look so surprised.
But I am so surprised. I am surprised because, honestly, you don't look it. You don't look it 1 second.
Thank you.
You have it all put together.
And now my daughter, Karine, she is some woman so exceptional.
Oh, I would have loved to meet her.
She is a real, very, very talented. And I think that the pupil was better than the master. So you can imagine how she is going to be. She organized the night since 2 years with my youngest son, who was before professional in golf, and now he is in the business with my daughter. And my son, who make one of the most famous places of Marbella, named Now. It's
okay, yes, I know.
Yes, you know.
Yes,
that is my son who do it, and he's very, very, very talented and very successful. And I think that I put my children on the good way, and we hope that they continue the
legacy.
Work. I hope.
So this is your legacy.
Yes. And you know, I think that it's very important at one moment in life to can rest and have your children who are in the good way. That is very important.
It is really good.
Yes, and you know, I was so happy in my life.
Were they always interested from the beginning? Were they?
Yes, they begin very young, but you know, when my young son was in school in Paris, I was invited by the director of the school. Said, you know, your son had a lot of problems. Every day he said that he had a dinner with Michael Jackson, with that he had a dinner with.
Has he been in delusion?
It's not possible. And my poor son was with us when we received our friends like Michael Jackson and Prince was a very close friend, and that, and he say it at school very, very
like
a child.
Yes.
And your son is really sick. He dream and he tell to his friends a lot of stories about the relationship of the house. I say, it's true, sir. It's true. He's not a liar.
And he's not dreaming.
And you know, he was used when they was young to receive our friends, and it was very funny that he was telling to his old friends the story of the house.
You know, I know that most of the friends that you've received across the world, around the world, who stood out most for you? I know you love them all, but what would you say has been the most memorable moment for you at Olivia Valere Club?
For me, one of the most marvelous men that I met, it was Sean Connery, who was a friend, and we was used to have a dinner in the summer with his wife and his friends, and it was one of the most. I am in love with my husband. 45 years of marriage. You know, it's a long time, and I can tell you that. if I was not so strict, that was
that would have been it.
That was a man who was really charming in my life by his charm, his education, his culture, and he was one of the most very handsome man and
nice.
that I met in my career. But I met everybody. Prince was a little crazy. I met so much people, so nice, that I can tell you something. More the people is famous and important, more modest they are. Sometimes you receive people who are a little thing, not so important, and they take themselves like if they are a star. The real star are the people who are the most
very humble and nice.
That is so important.
I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree. If you have seen it all, it doesn't matter anymore.
That's
wow.
Right.
And you really welcomed us with open arms in your house, even though you are a woman of the world and you've seen it, most of it, and you've lived your life. I love the legacy that you're leaving behind, and which is why I came here today to tap from your knowledge, and I hope you have tapped one or two things because I'm inspired. Having said that, you know, what will be your advice to young women or young women out there who wishes to start a journey into nightlife or as an entrepreneur?
I think that in life, when you like to do something and that you believe it, you always have to think that you are capable to do it. Nothing is impossible. You have to want it so strongly and never go out from your road. And that is a moment, if you believe on you, God and not only God, but also the chance and the luck, everything can be the present and the gift of your way. I think that is the most important.
It is,
nothing. You have to think that nothing is impossible. And more you like somebody, some business or something, you can get it. It's a problem.
It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Just go for it and stay focused.
For that.
Wow, I'm taking that message with me along today, and I will position myself in places of opportunity and turn them into possibilities.
Dear, I think that you are a very, very talented lady, and you can arrive. I don't know where you like to arrive, but it's sure that you are having...
I'll tell you all of it.
You are going to be... you are very successful, and I think that if you like something, if you like somebody, you have to go completely right and never try to change your mind. The soul is the love of the human being. It's the most important.
It is,
love of humanity. Today, with this pandemic, with all the
most
world
important
problems
thing around,
in the world, we don't understand how it's possible that people continue to fight and to make war. I think that it's very, very stupid to lose people dying for war. I think that most important, love and peace. And that is
really
the best thing.
And
I hope that the pandemic will go very quickly, and in May or June, everybody will be all together, dancing, having good time, and
we
dancing.
Will be back. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. It has really been lovely having you. But before I let you go, we have a tradition here in the show to give you the present of the show, which is, you have seen it though. It's the cup
so
here.
Beautiful.
It says
Pink.
Women's World Show. Every woman has a story.
That's really very, very
and you just shared yours
nice,
with us.
And I will take my coffee on the morning thinking that nothing is impossible
Nothing
for
is
women.
Impossible.
We are the strongest people, even by health, because women live more than men. They have to think about. We are very, very special because without a very important woman, there is no man.
No.
Always.
I
It's
agree.
very important. We have to know and say it to everybody. Thank you so much for receiving me.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate your time. It has really been an interesting one with Olivia, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you on the next episode of Women's World Show with me, Clara Kronberg.